without further ado, the governor of your state, Makinde, did an interview recently where he took on, made responses to a number of issues. And one of them, which seemed to have been so controversial, was to say that he would not support the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
It's the child talk.
Child talk.
And his support or possible support or otherwise is totally irrelevant.
Really?
Irrelevant because, look, if you look at Tinubu before 2023 election, between then and now, you see the enormous number of defections into the APC, and the main attraction is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which is, it's like bringing everybody into the party. So, it's -1 plus 100, as far as I can, say sincerely and, altruistically. So it's irrelevant.
That would be arguable. A lot of people.
It's not a person. If you are from Oyo State, you know this. In last year, this time, what PDP in Oyo State was, it is a quarter now of what it used to be. Very, main sections of PDP supporting, the guy have left him because he's a man who cannot sustain a friendship from morning to night in just one day. He's a use and dump person. And so, we won't miss him. I can assure you about that.
Are you sure about this?
We will miss him. And I will repeat this, I will remind you of this after the 2027 elections.
Well, like I said, that is arguable.
Well, to you, it may be arguable.
And one of the issues that came up also was that, because after that, former governor of Ekiti State, Iroele Fayose, had also said, the guy that Governor Makinde is an ingrate because he didn't tell Nigerians or the people of Oyo State that the president, who is saying he will not support, gave him 50 billion naira to, support as relief for those Bodija bomb blast and all of that. And then Makinde responded to say, no,
originally Seyi Makinde denied it, denied receipt of that money. But when he challenged Fayose to bring evidence. When the man brought, solid evidence, he had to shamelessly accept that, it was not 50 billion, it was 30 billion. How much of it did he share to the victims of the bomb blast? How much did he share?
Well, he said the money was in deposit, not.
Was it meant to be in deposit?
Yeah, because they said it was not complete, so he was waiting for the balance.
For how long? For how many years will he wait for the balance? And who has seen the bank lodgement? This is a very, very unfortunate scenario, unfortunate person that we have in Oyo State as governor. He started very well, behaving like an innocent person. But he has since shown his true colors of a very deceptive person. Is this same person who in 2025 announced that he was going to use 63 billion naira to renovate government house, not to rebuild? It was senseless to most people. A government house that you didn't live in for 6 years, it now remains less than 2 years. You want to renovate it for 60. Who is asking you to use 63 billion of your state money to renovate? It was simply a deceptive ploy to get money for his, ill-fated presidential ambition.
Has he announced any presidential ambitions, sir?
Of course, nobody, he has not denied it.
Okay, you would assess his government, but let's finish with this issue of the fallout from his interview. Part of the reasons why, in fact, the main reason why he said he would not support the president was that the president has not delivered. That
Well,
the current economic situation...
needs
Sorry,
to
sir,
run
let me
that.
finish that. The current socio-economic situations of Nigerians are quite terrible. I mean, that's the summary of what he said. And that based on that, we should give another person a shot at the president. Do you disagree with him?
I disagree with him. This is the same person who for 2 years or for more than 2 years, was taking monies meant for local government chairmen and was pocketing it.
Do you have evidence to that, sir?
Do you have evidence? Has he ever given evidence as to the fact that monies meant for local governments had been... He said he does not believe in the independence of local governments.
But that does not mean he does not give them their funds.
But he does. I'm challenging him now to give evidence.
Because there's no local, to the best of my memory, sir, no local government chairman has come out to say they are not getting their...
They cannot, because they got there by his mercy. He was the one who corruptly put them in place. There was supposed to be a local government election which never existed, which never happened. You know, and so they maybe after his tenure, they will come out to tell the people the true situation of things in Oyo State.
So are you saying Seyi Makinde, governor of Oyo State, is wrong in his assessment of the Tinubu's administration?
Let me tell you. Nigeria, when Tinubu came, Nigeria became a business ongoing.
A business?
Ongoing business. You know, it's like a dilapidated house. You inherit a dilapidated house. You need to take very stringent measures to rebuild the house. Part of the things you have to do is to demolish the existing, dilapidated structure in order to bring in solid foundation to build onto it. I mean, if you are saying the Tinubu administration has not delivered, local governments will not agree that the Tinubu government has not made a difference in their lives. A difference in the sense that Tinubu liberated the local government. A number of governors are still sitting on it, and he has given them a threat that he has the yam, he has the knife, and unless they do the needful within the shortest possible time, he will take action. The Supreme Court gave a decision, solid decision, liberating local government. And some governors, like, Seyi Makinde, refused to obey and refused to implement the Supreme Court thing. Can such a person, does he have a mouth to criticize Tinubu? The students who never had opportunity of financing their own education, who now have NEL fund, to their rescue, would they say there has not been a positive impact on their lives? The so many poor people who have been given money to start their businesses, would they agree with him that Tinubu has not made any difference? The one thing which has happened in terms of solid infrastructure, which never happened in this country, is the fact that between Lagos and Calabar now we are having a coastal, highway of 750 kilometers of solid road, which we have never seen in this country before. From Badagry to Sokoto, we are having 1,000 kilometers of solid road, highway. It has never happened before. It requires a lot of courage. A lot of infrastructures are coming up. So the government has, is laying, solid foundation for the development of this country. At the international level, we have gained a lot more respect, particularly in the economic sphere, in the social sphere, in political sphere, and so on and so forth. So it's only a drunkard who will say that Tinubu has not made any difference.
Well, if we do a poll of Nigerians, we wait to see what the feedback. No, but because of time, you are going to be, you are vying to be governor.
By the grace of God.
So, do an assessment now
Yes.
of the incumbent Governor Seyi Makinde.
Yes.
Do an assessment.
Yes.
A few minutes. Do an assessment. Do a critique.
you.
Objective, sir.
I am a very objective
Okay.
person. He has done well in such certain areas,
In what area?
particularly in road infrastructure.
Okay.
I mean, I would concede to him. He built the road in my own town, Shaki. Between Moniya and Isenyi, the road was supposed to have been built by the previous government. If we didn't do it, he did it. He has also done a lot of roads within Ibadan. Again, Ogbomoso Iseyin Road, I particularly suggested it to him that he should open up that place. And today he took my advice, and I'm saying this publicly. He took my advice. When I gave him the advice, I gave him advice about opening up Iseyin to Ogbomoso and opening up Iseyin to Irua. He has taken one and concluded it. He has not done this other one. He has done a number of other things like that. But that is not all. Poverty level is still as bad as it has always been. And the issue of incorruptibility, you cannot beat your chest on him. You cannot beat your chest on him. I'm a well-educated person. I'm exposed politically and all of that. And I know him very well. Where he deserves credit, I'll give him credit. Where he doesn't deserve credit, for instance, the roads, local roads that local governments are supposed to be doing, the chairmen merely go to the office once a week. They have nothing to do because there's no money. That is not the best of good governance. That cannot be the best of good governance. So,
let's go back to what he has done. I doubt if the only thing he has done is just road infrastructure, because I'm aware, that he has partnered with the African Development Bank on, agro-business, sectors. Some, I've forgotten. There's one, a few of them, about 2 or 3 of them. I know
okay.
because they have the African Development Bank people.
Yes.
I consult for them, so I know.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying, sir.
Let me tell you.
Apart from that,
yes.
What of primary healthcare, primary schools, and all of that?
Let me tell you.
And then also, before I forget, this issue of incorruptibility.
Yes.
Do you have evidence? Because don't forget, sir, Seyi Makinde publicly declared that he was a billionaire before coming. In fact, hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir.
He was a billionaire.
He said he was a billionaire. In fact, he deposed in his
form.
Hold on, sir. He deposed in his form that the Code of Conduct Bureau, and he says it all the time that he does not even need government money.
But
so
we know
do you have
that
evidence that Seyi Makinde is corrupt?
He is misusing the fact that he refused to release local government fund is enough evidence against him.
He's not the only governor that has done that.
No, but are we assessing all other governors?
But that's what they all do.
No, but we must be particular about it because you are asking questions on Seyi Makinde.
Yes.
I don't have evidence about other.
Do you have evidence about Seyi Makinde that he does not release money to local government?
No, I have evidence. Because the local governments, when you meet a lot of their chairmen, they tell you there's no.
Because I have not seen one single local government.
Have you interviewed any of the local government chairmen? Have you interviewed any?
Sir, a southwestern state, Ogun State, one of the local government chairmen took Governor Dapo Abiodun, went public. And the guy, he ended up being suspended and all of that.
In
Ogun State.
Okay.
There has not been one in Oyo State.
So the fact that the Ogun State man was suspended
yes.
is even a caution for, local government.
Why? If you are sure of what you are doing.
Let me tell you, I am saying this on public television now.
Yes.
I'm saying it on public television.
Yes.
Let him come and, prosecute me. And then we go to court and he come and show evidence contrary to what I'm saying. Does it make sense, for instance, to you, that a governor would want to use 63 billion to renovate, emphasis, a government house where he has not lived for 6 years? If you want to build a new government house, how much would you spend? Would you spend 1 trillion naira? I mean, those are evidences of the man's susceptibility to corruption. I don't have a responsibility. He has a responsibility to assure Nigerians, particularly the people of Oyo.
Is it wrong, sir, to build a befitting government house?
Is that the most important? Let me tell you, yes, part of my constituency at the state government level, is a place called Iroele Idiose. I once met with 9 communities. And they told me in their 9 communities, there's only one school. Only one school for about 9 communities. With dilapidated structures. And government has not considered it necessary to build new schools for each of the communities. I have said this time and time, on television. I've started saying this more than a year ago. Nothing has been done. He started renovating some schools within Ibadan Township in less than a year ago. I mean, if I am governor, certainly I will perform much, much better than he's doing now. Because I am incorruptible. I'm not like him. I'm a person who will respect the Supreme Court judgment. Even with that Supreme Court judgment, money-spent, how would he feel if the federal government is also sitting on money spent for your state, like he is doing for local government?
So you are saying publicly now to the whole world, particularly your state citizens, that if you eventually become the governor for your state, if you become the governor for your state, you would not touch local government application.
Look, I was Minister of Communications for 4 years.
Yes.
I can thank God and I can boast and beat my chest that I remain incorruptible to the extent that people in my town, when I left office, they were making jest of me. That when I became minister, they invited me to come so that they teach me how to steal government money. I refused to yield to their advice. And that is why I don't have money now. I mean, I am proud of that. And today, if anybody tells me...
But do you regret not stealing?
I will
in
never
the light of what some of your
not
colleagues are...
stealing.
Sorry, sir.
Yes.
In the light of some of your colleagues.
Yes.
Malame, for instance. Sirika, and a few of others.
Yes.
Don't you regret not helping yourself?
I pity them, rather. All those who stood. Let me tell you, my stance against corruption is not because there is EFCC or there is ICPC, but because I'm a Muslim, a thoroughbred Muslim, who knows that the Prophet once said, any flesh nourished by haram food, that is illegal food, will not enter paradise. And because I want to enter paradise, and because I expect death anytime, I will not do anything which will make God to question me when I get to the hereafter.
So, Malami and the rest of them who profess to be, you don't know that that's actually believe they are better Muslims than Yoruba
They
Muslims.
cannot.
So why don't they believe this?
They are ignorant of Islam. I have written 8 books on Islam.
We'll come back to this subject of Islam, but let's make some progress. You have publicly declared your
ambition to govern.
To become governor for your state.
Yes.
And you are aspiring for the ticket of the APC.
Yes.
So you'll be going on a head-on collision with such heavyweights as the former candidate, Senator Teslim Folarin.
Yes.
And then the current Minister for Power.
Yes.
Adebayo Adelabu.
Yes.
And others. Senator Abdul Fatai.
We are 10 aspirants.
Sir, so what gives you the confidence? Number one. Number two, do you have the war chest?
I don't
the financial war chest.
All that I need is God's support.
Really?
I can show you. I don't need a word.
Is God coming down to vote?
You don't worry about that, please. God works in wonders, in wonderful ways. Let me tell you the scenario in your state. We are 10 aspirants as of today. Of the 10, I'm the poorest in terms of finance.
You're the poorest.
I'm the poorest in terms of finance. But I'm the most experienced. I'm the oldest in the game. I've been in politics for 47 years. I have been a member of the House of Assembly 4 years. I've been Commissioner for Information.
Attorney General.
I have been Attorney General and I have been Minister. Nobody has a combination of this experience. And experiences cannot be bought, from the marketplace. So I'm not intimidated about not having money for this game.
On the flip side,
yes,
some of your co-contestants would say you have had enough. Only you have been all this that you listen.
The experience that I have.
Hold on, sir.
Yes.
They will say you've been all of this.
Yes.
Even up to federal minister.
I've never been
of a quote and unquote juicy portfolios communication. That's number one. Then number two, the age factor. And let me also ask that, does there's a zoning formula in Iroele? Does it favor
zoning favors me.
Okay.
I come from Okyogun area with 10 local governments where we have never had a governor.
Okay.
Ibadan with 11 local governments have had governor 6 times. Yeah. Ogbomoso has had it twice. The Akintola, first premier of Western region, and Akala. It is only Okyogun that has never had. And I believe that our party will make the right decision to rotate because of this. When Tinubu came up to aspire for president, he had to appeal to the North, which had the majority of the population, to allow rotation. And the Yorubas have this adage, Ajoji Odunbe Nekan Ovin. If we all own Oyo State, why would only one section dominate governance? So it favors me. Unfortunately, in terms of experience, I have more than every other person. When you talk of age, number one, the Nigerian Constitution, which we follow, gives minimum age. It does not give maximum age. So if President Tinubu, who is much older than me, can be president with a bigger task at the national level, what prevents me from using my accumulated experiences for the benefit of the people of Oyo State?
Okay, but the governor, who is he supporting? Because I reckon he also would want to. Hold on, sir. He wants to leave a legacy of having installed a successor from the Okeogun. So, who is this? Who is he?
It's not my business.
Who is the anointed candidate?
It's not my business to know what his party is supporting. What I am very sure of, whoever they bring up, once we have a candidate of APC from Okeogun, we will defeat Makinde's candidate.
Have you sold your aspiration to the president, and is he backing you?
It is not for public discourse, this question you are asking me.
Well,
He's my leader. He is my leader. He knows me very well. And he knows my contribution. He knows my contribution to his own success and triumph. So if I would confer with him, if I would seek whatever, it's not for public discussion.